Hey guys, this is Raquel from Mardesign, and in this video, we will be looking at how to master interior design space planning. I will show you my top tips and tricks so that you can apply this to any of your projects. Sometimes in our projects, we are faced with very complicated or tricky rooms where the correct space planning is a real game changer for the success of the room. So let's have a look. Today, I will walk you through the design of a basement space and how we created two ensuite bedrooms. So how do we then go from here to here? We need to go back to basics and look into the design key elements that will make your space a successful one. And these are structure, space planning, zoning, function, circulation, room sizes, and lighting. And in order to achieve the design we are envisioning, we need to start to break all these elements. So first, we look at all structural elements and see if there is any issues that need to be considered or that might have implications on interior layouts. At the same time, develop the design concept, which will give you design direction and clarity to then start working on the interior space planning, where zoning, function, circulation, and room sizes are determined. And then we layer this together with the lighting, furniture, electrical layouts so that you can provide a good quality interiors that work. So from concept of bedroom 1 and bedroom 2 concept, we can then start to design the interior space. Right, so let's look into a tricky basement floor area that we're going to divide into two ensuite bedrooms. First thing is to obviously look into the structure and how we can kind of take advantage of it, and also look into where we have our locations for natural lighting so that then we can have our bed orientation and also the desks in a way that we can take advantage of this. So the key things in this particular basement is to determine where we're going to have our en-suites and our bed areas, because the bed is the biggest element in terms of furniture. So that needs to be accommodated in a way that then the tenant can circulate around it properly. So first would be to determine on bedroom 1 where we are going to have the bed, which I have them here. And from that, we build out the area for the ensuite and also for the open or the walk-in wardrobe. So once that is determined, we can then move on or kind of work in parallel with the other bedroom. So we can look into creating the same back-to-back, let's call it, ensuite areas. In terms of furniture, one thing that I always do, and I think I've mentioned this before, is that I always have the correct sizes of my furniture or the toilet or the shower in the drawings so that I know exactly that it will work in real life when everything gets to site and I start to install. So here you go. We are taking advantage of the location of the ensuite one and doing a back-to-back ensuite so that we can use the same drainage and the same plumbing, and that will help a lot in the way that the refurb will be done. So here you go. We have also determined where we're going to have our bed in bedroom 2. And in this case, we're going to have a bit more of a spacious, longer walk-in shower. And the same goes for our working areas, we cannot forget. So one tip that I always say is let's try to keep your working areas close to your natural lighting source, but not directly in front, because you want to have the light coming on the side and not in the front. Otherwise, you cannot see anything on your computer screens or on your TVs, for example. Very important is also to locate where you're going to have your lighting. So not only in terms of your architectural lighting, but also your decorative lighting, so that then everything works well and holistically. And there you go. We managed to create two ensuite bedrooms in a very tricky area or space, which is a basement. And these exact principles, or the same way that I created these two bedrooms, you can apply to any rooms in your properties. Let's recap. When designing any interior space, always start with assessing all design key elements so that together with your interior design concept, you can start to create amazing interior spaces. Don't forget about zoning, function, circulation, room sizes, and lighting. And when you start to apply the furniture, always use real dimensions in your drawing so that when you're designing to as close as possible to reality. Thank you so much for joining me in these videos, and thank you so much, Property Sisters, for allowing me to share some of the interior design tips and tricks with this great community. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out on Instagram, Facebook, or on our website, and I'm happy to have a chat and go through any specific questions that you might have.